And you will not believe the miracle I pulled off on the flight home. I get very worried at the amount of mechanical issues that are happening on planes that delay the flights, because you have to, are they catching every mechanical issue or not? That's what concerns me.
I think that's impossible.
It is, right?
Yeah.
I was scheduled to fly home from Los Angeles. Our home airport is Hartford. And I was scheduled to fly through Chicago. I get criticized. I remember it's Chicago by our audience. On United Airlines. The flight was supposed to leave at noon LA time. We had an hour connection in Chicago. We're all sitting on the plane, ready to go. I'm sitting right by the door, and the door's open, and a mechanic is kind of walking on and off with a little part in his hand. You know that's a bad sign when the mechanic is sweating profusely and running on and off the plane when you're supposed to be leaving with little electronic parts in his hands. Mm-hmm. So I start to get a little worried because I know the connection's very tight in Chicago. Am I really saying it that wrong? I just feel like I just say it as it is naturally to me.
If that's how you want to say it that way.
All right.
Tomato, Dave.
So then we get an announcement from the captain saying, well, there actually is an issue with the engine bleed valve, and it's going to be about 10 minutes while they work up a solution. Now I'm thinking if it's more than 20 minutes, there's a very good chance I miss my connection in Chicago at O'Hare. And after 10 minutes, it's very clear that we're not going anywhere because I look outside the plane and the mechanic is dragging a huge ladder underneath the plane. So if you're getting the ladder out 10 minutes after we're already supposed to have left, it's probably going to be a while, I think is a safe bet.
Right.
Captain comes back on, says the solution they had is not going to work. And we could fly, we just couldn't go through any icing. And there's expected to be icing coming into Chicago. Okay. At this point, I realize it's a pretty bad situation. At this point, it could be hours. It's probably going to be a plane change. People start panicking. What do? I get on the phone from the plane with reservations. I explain the situation. It was for all the good things about United Airlines, the offshore customer service is a disaster. The woman I was speaking to couldn't even, it was almost like she didn't know anything about airlines. She's a customer service rep for United. It's almost like she had no concept of what a delay was or what a connection or a layover was. Long story short, I get us booked on another airline, okay, whose terminal is across the airport. So I get up, I tell our friend, we have to go. We have to go to another flight. It leaves in an hour. We have to go across the airport. We got off. Got on another plane, connected through Philadelphia, ended up getting home at 1:15. All happened with minutes to spare, literally trekking a half a mile across the airport. But I got us home, and I found out that flight didn't leave until 5 p.m. So it was supposed to leave at noon.
Oh, my God.
It left at 5 p.m. I don't know if it was a plane change or they fixed that plane. I would have been spending the night in Chicago. There would be no show today. So I think I pulled off a pretty good, and that flight was full also, the LA to Philadelphia flight. So I must have gotten the last 2 seats.
Pretty good move. I will say, though, that it seems every time you're going on a flight somewhere, there is some type of disaster.
Usually.
I'm going to avoid flying with you.
If you can, indefinitely.
Yeah, indefinitely, right.
On the way to LA,
it's not going to happen.
Everything was on time. We got in early. Everything was perfect. I don't know.
Still, yeah, I'm right. There's always some type of disaster when
Very
you're
often,
flying.
Very often, I have delays, yeah.